Alright, we're back with some Disco Elysium. Yeah. Well, I think I pronounced that right. I'm pretty sure I have not looked up a single thing. I haven't touched a single video of the games. I don't know how to pronounce it. At the beginning one, but I forgot what he said. Last time we were here, I think we fucked up these old men at the game. Assuming it saved? I hope it did, right? It was, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. Too much. Okay, yeah, because I replaced the last ball. Okay. So, someone commented, I don't remember who, there's only one person, but I don't remember the name because I read it like 2 days ago. Told me that everything was okay except the voice and volume of me in the game, I guess. And that I should just not look up a single video.
This Postlavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. The box seems happy.
I'm happy it's happy.
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Feel like the mailbox. Collection box. I don't know why it took me so long to read that. Been there. Post live and should mail collection box. Been there. You should. Fuck up. Damn, you told the mailbox to man the fuck up? No, I'm thinking man the fuck up. Or I feel you. I'm going
The mail collection box seems cathartic. Thankfully then, so do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Oh, goodbye, mailbox. I'm not gonna kick you. I ain't no piece of shit. Let's talk to this little fucker. I don't remember if I talked to her or not.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
I'm the law.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
I haven't read a book in a long time. Should get back into this. I need to buy some.
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Cool.
Whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What is a book? What is a postcard? I want to see how dumb the response is going to be when I ask what is a book.
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
I guess you gave a good explanation. That's actually pretty good.
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
Cool. Board game.
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards. My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
Probably not, but I give you a respectable child. Unlike the little shit that's in the back messing with the dead body. I fucking hate him. Fuck that little bastard. I'd kick him in the head if I could. I'm being serious. As the character, not in real life. I ain't kicking a kid. Fucking foot size is like probably the size of their torso. Those Romans, who are these famous people? Okay, we're gonna what's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
You leave your kid outside. I assume you can see it, but one window's boarded. So I don't know if you can see it. But you leave your kid outside in the cold. Who knows?
Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
No, I don't really care, to be honest. But could be a hot mom. Think about it. I might go in the store. I don't want to pat you because I don't know who the fuck you are. This is out of pocket, bro. What the fuck? Show over at the store. Even when I don't want to touch you. So I don't know where you've been. Could be a dirty child, too. Oh, wait, I got gloves on. Yeah, I have it.
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
That's good. That's good. Be at school or
I
something.
do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
I agree to disagree. Sometimes school isn't all that. Some lessons they teach you aren't really helpful.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
I used to think the same thing when I was younger. She get boarded up. I was younger. It was like a couple years ago. I lived right next to a house that was boarded up, and you could get close to it and hear stuff. But then I lived in Baltimore, so it could have just been fucking rats or mice. But moving on from that, I used to think the house was haunted or some shit, and would never go near it, or I'll just try and avoid it. Or when I walk past it, gave it the weird like. Watch myself around that for motherfucker. So I don't trust this house. It might come out there. This is your imagination half the time, just like what this is. Inland Emperor's imagination. Curse in what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
She's looking for the right word, ass up.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
So you don't get the curse a lot. I'm down.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
Enough about this curse for now. Fine.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
Well, crap.
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Yeah, I got it.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. You don't look much like a policeman.
He looks like a drunk, bro. His face is gray. Come on. What was like that?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Oh, Dick Mullen. A lot of people talk about that guy. I used to...
Head? Yes.
Not head, child. Heads.
I hate drama so much. Drama freaks me out.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
42% chance. I don't like taking chances. But I have played the game that's all about chances. 42 is good enough for me, brother. Let's hit it.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Let's fucking go. I got it. Succeeded, motherfucker. I'm not gonna hit it every time, but I just took a chance. If it's like close to 50 or past 50, most likely gonna hit it. Varies on how I feel. If it's low, might flip a coin for that too.
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
Ooh, that sounds... Actually, I did that when I was a kid. They used to bite down that low. Never mind. I feel like she bit the flesh. It's like, that's fucking painful. I've done this. Shit hurts.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
Let's go with this one.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Rats have been nibbling on your fingers. She chewed on the other means you're recycling your body material. That's an intense dedication. A personal sacrifice. I could go 1 or 4. But I feel like she's not uptight. I feel like hers is more. She had to mature faster than usual kids to help her mom run her business. And I feel like it's an intense dedication of a way of making a business. The way of the business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. I feel like it's that. I don't know, man. 1 or 4, bro. I'm twisted by it. Look. I feel the coin so bad, but I also want to make a decision. Flip a coin, fuck it. I can't think it out. Alright, heads. We're going with 1. Tails. We're going with 4. Let's get it. You got tails, fuck it.
Thank you, sir. I work hard. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
She's gonna fucking massacre my ass, bro. She's gonna hit us like, you're a drunk, you're sloppy, yeah, she's gonna hit you with everything.
You're quite sober.
Fucking told you, you're quite sober. Motherfucker, fuck you. Everyone says that shit.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
He's trying to hold it in. I'm having a grand time.
I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying, on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
It would be so funny if he actually talked to this little girl before and she roasted his ass before. And do that description. I never even thought about that in writing this. She sways her feet, assaulted by the early breeze. That's actually really fucking good. Jesus.
There's something you're missing.
Something you're missing. What is that? What? Ah, bro, that's a 20. That's low as fuck. No, because I like this kid. I don't want to piss that one off by doing something retarded.
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
I took the chance with the 48, but that shit was 20% and lower, bro. I ain't never gone 28 in any game. Fuck that shit.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
No, it doesn't usually happen in real life, though. But, yeah, just build up whatever you got left.
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
I've read a story like that before. It's more just nothing's always good. There's always a bad in both, but it doesn't mean they're terrible. It's just whatever seems better than the other. And this is how life is. It works. Sometimes you won't get what you want. Sometimes you get something that's better than the other choice.
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
But when everyone's poor.
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
You can have it where they are poor and then, build it up, or they were happy while being poor. It's not like being poor makes you sad. Damn. Just makes you sad because you can't afford the stuff that you want to get, but that's about it. You can do stuff. I've read stuff like
I
this.
haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one. But it's excruciating, painful breakup. Maybe I will.
I'm sure she can help out. Anything else you're curious? Maybe some about other books?
Bro, I'm not gonna. I don't care. I don't care how many times. Go to the store later. I'll come back to the store. I want to explore a little bit. Okay, there's our discovery books. Honestly, I do need to explore this area.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Fossilized bubblegum. Not even gonna look. I don't want to touch that shit. I'm not kicking it because that's legal. Yeah, you probably will kick it. Yeah, fuck, I kick it.
This coin-operated viewer is facing
Oh,
southwest.
wait, I'm with him.
Its
Never
coin
mind.
slot.
I realize I'm with him. He's gonna report that shit. Probably drink it on me, and I know he's just too fucked up to talk. Nothing down here. So I guess your character can get prompts too while they're walking. That's what that bubble is. Okay, I remember that. I didn't even know I could walk across this. Fuck this bird. I hate birds. Never mind. What's where that little shit is?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Not sleeping, you ugly old bastard.
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind logic error. She is not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out, trying to snuff me out. Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
I hate that little kid. Gardening hose. He still hasn't taken his body down, though. I don't understand this guy. Let me get up there as well.
It's been a week and now they show up?
There must be another way into the building.
Looks like we have this situation with some people in it. Maybe not. I'll find out. I don't have a gun to do shit with. Maybe my gun's up top on that one spot. Focus it a bit.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Hey. This lady. I feel like she's gonna piss me off. We'll find out.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
I was gonna say that would be dumb. Give us away. Probably because they're walking together. Maybe she hasn't seen us before, but you know.
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I've had that before. This shit hurts. And she pulls some blood and a scar.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will. Gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
As he was saying that, I looked at the picture on the bottom right. The bottom left. And it was like, yes, he is competent. As he looks like he's about to fucking die from alcohol poisoning. This guy looks like he'll ask you for money so he can go gamble, and he knows he's gonna lose just because he's gonna bet on something stupid.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I don't give a fuck about her boat, but I'm gonna go what her job is, because that might relate to the body in the back. We don't know.
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
See, I'm afraid I don't speak for the Wild Pines bulge. Giant, yeah, okay, I get that.
She nods.
I understand that. But it's strange.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
He's the messenger, basically. That's interesting. She makes that kind of money being a messenger. Well, she might do other things as well. Who knows? She could kill people for all we know.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
It's not good.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
220. Well, that's a big fucker.
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
She really references him on being racist, so... how can we describe him? He's big and racist. It's like... someone would think it's just like the first thing he's gonna say when I come up with something racist as shit. Tell us more about the behemoth. I never got that.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
Unlucky.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
Oh, so she's kind of like a negotiator, like, hire. So she basically, like, I guess that is kind of like a job. If you want to have, like, a balanced and professional way of negotiating terms and agreements, you hire someone to deliver the message, because that'll be the representation. Someone respectable that's not, like, inclined to be entirely favorable to them in their opinion. They basically just work for them with money. That's about it. She negotiates with you. What's the best option to do with these people? Cool. Probably does a lot more.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
Interesting.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
So that body could lead to the kind of like result of a dispute, just by her hints of saying aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
That's pretty good. Oh shit. Fuck off, midget. On the tweety little legs out of here. I don't see you ever again. Okay.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Every worker, a member of the board.
My bad. I skipped her when she was about to say, oh yes.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
What is it? A member of every worker. A member of, so anyone who works is where that is. I think that's what it means. Every worker, a member of the board. So every worker should have a say in what goes on. I like it. Yeah, some people don't really know much, but I don't know. This is business is very hard if whatever. It's very. I don't know what to go with for this one, but I might do this one. I don't really give a damn try though. I don't give a fuck about it. I like it. Very difficult to organize though. And then people go for benefits and then they vote. They're not in charge of the union. They're just, I don't know what to think about. I'm gonna go with this one.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
So, if I want to make something, I see the system, but I also see that that's not going to work. How are you going to get all 200, even close to, 2,000, even close to 2,000 to actually sign it? Maybe there should be a majority that don't even care about it and just never participate, but then you need a good majority of them to sign off to make this a unanimous decision. When it's down to like a limited group of people, it's 7, 10, 20, that makes sense. Maybe even 100, but 2,000 people voting on something? About 80% of them won't even give a fuck about what they're voting for. They just couldn't care less and ignore it, or won't even show up to the meetings about it.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
Oh, I can see both sides, but I also can see why both is bad. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by the Wild Pines. Not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of 72,000 employees of Wild Pines groups. So, they have a lot of power, but it is a lot of work. I don't know which one to go with this. We're pretty good at all the workers. I can't figure out one that's actually good. In my opinion, whoever owns the company gets to do it, but when you can just, not work at the company and just let it die. No workers, ain't nobody gonna make anything that it goes under in the area. Workers can't be king, the king is king. That's not the best way to put it. I don't know. I do like this and kind of see what they do in the comments, man. Again, blanked on his name, but what he wrote actually really helped me with making this video. Cause I didn't know if this video was really, I didn't know if I was doing good, kind of. But he told me not to watch any videos I haven't. And I'm stuck because these decisions are kind of hard, and I want to see what I can do. But I don't know what to go with this because this is where my mental state. I'm thinking. Most relatives, I can see why they don't want one person to be in charge or a set of hands, but also see why all of them being in charge isn't going to work either because they're not going to organize it right. Now, half the people that are going to be voting for something aren't even going to know what they're voting for because they're not going to read it. So I'm imagining is like I want to know the dialogue, but then there's all these options, so each one leads to a different outcome, and proceeding just skips it, which kind of sucks. And I'm going off of her emotions towards it. See, fortunately, they explain it every time. It's a signature of each of the two outside workers in this. Let's see. In his defense, another said, demand democracy, pretty tame stuff compared to everywhere. It's not funny because it's actually a serious matter, but if I own the company, man, I'm the king. Fuck you, basically. If I'm burgering, some stuff gotta change. Yeah, fuck you.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again.
My music stopped. Hold on 1 second.
And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
Okay. Tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
I don't doubt that. Is he that bad? He can't be that bad. I don't know how bad he is. One details.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
That's crazy. So he has a twin brother equally as a piece of shit, unless she's lying and Edgar's supposed to be some joke guy that this goes over my head.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, Detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
An effective advocate for the rights of the local... a giant leech sucking life out of a vulture. Basically some... Yeah. For not to have an opinion in this thing. We saw diversity and it was from perfect numbers to 20 years ago anyway. Establishment of the Emergency Act, but can't emergency labor. Chapter section brother player came transformed into how would you hesitate a mob. So it's a socialist mob. It's paid to do whatever. Okay. Like basically a socialist mob that does work for that. Effective advocate, a leech.
Thank you for being candid. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the wolf always hungers.
I don't know what candid means. Look that up. Hold on one second. The word I don't know, I'm just gonna look it up because I don't give a fuck. Hold on one second. Candid. Definition. Truthful and straightforward, frank. His response were remarkably candid. So straightforward. Forthright. Okay. Okay, one more thing. You said something happened in the election. I do like getting all this information because it's really good for the game.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story. Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter.
Blackmail, maybe. Probably found out some dirty secret she had and just like, I'm done. Or took a picture of something, remember that she was hiding. Threatened her daughter. Could be anything, really.
The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
What can you tell us about Chink? I want to say, I also want to know if anyone is in this video at this time, because they're kind of like in the middle or the second half of it. Do you watch the Tomb Raider video as well? Because I wonder, like, sometimes I'll leave a message kind of like saying I gotta go for like a week or 2 or something like that. Because I do have to go later this week. To like family and shit. I want to know if, like, do I need to put that in both videos? Because you might only be here watching the Disco Elysium. Or, you know, you might not see it in the Tomb Raider video. Or vice versa. I'm going to ask the same question inside that one to see. But leave a comment if you only watch Disco Elysium on this channel. Just to make sure I put the notice to people. What can you tell us about the lynching note?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Fuck, I don't have my badge number yet. Fuck, I wish I came to her later. No. Her badge number.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Told it lost my badge related to it. Okay.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
I'm not gonna say that. I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. I won't say that either. I'm just gonna say, oh yes, bro, you caught me in a bad situation, man.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
He whispered it. Why you gotta be such a bitch to say yes? The fuck, man. Heavy drinking. Let's go out here. Oh my god, this idiot, bro.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
I don't know either, because it is very bad.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Okay, that's good. At least I can come back and continue this conversation with. That's cool.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Not even testing that. All I gotta do is find the badge, bro. Fuck that.
Of course. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
Alright, thank you.
Of course, Detective.
So I gotta find the badge. But that's gonna be my top priority because she might actually help with the case of this damn story. So, victim, find your shell shoe, track your badge. It's unclear how you should go finding a tiny piece of plastic in the world of futures. Stumble across it down the line. Lit. So there's another thing. Where's that? It's this gone. I don't even want to go in there in case I don't have a gun.